Welcome back, and today we're gonna be talking about Darwin's Game episode 5. So like always, let's just jump into it. So episode 5 wasn't really action heavy. It was more of like information overload and pretty much prepping for the next episode, because even though we didn't get a lot of action this episode, we did get a lot of information about Kaname's power, Reuji, a new character, and we met a possible villain that from the opening of the anime, it might seem like he's actually an ally. We don't know, but this episode was just a big setup for episode 6, which I think that's when everything is gonna blow up, because our girl Shuka, she's in trouble. But let's just break down the episode, because again, Shuka pretty much, we know she's an OP character, and she was flying through the whole city, pretty much killing all the snipers that she came across, and she was done with the snipers. She was like, you know what, I'm done, I'm gonna go down here, at least there's not gonna be any snipers. And she meets somebody down there, or rather there's a little girl or boy, we kind of don't know what sex that kid is, because hey, when the kid was being nice, sounded like a girl, but then when he went downstairs to fight Shuka, he seemed like he sounded like a boy. So we don't know exactly, maybe it's a double personality kind of thing. And maybe like the girl is the good person and the boy is like the bad person. Kind of reminds me of Agito from Air Gear, which he had the same problem, or not problem, but the same disorder where he was a good kid, but he dealt with so much BS in his life that he created this other persona to deal with all the bad stuff. And you got to think, this kid playing this game of death, yeah, he's gonna be all effed up in the head. So he probably created that second persona to so he can handle all that pressure that comes from either killing people or people trying to kill him. Because again, Darwin's Game is brutal. People are dying left and right. You gotta think, in this event, 300 people started playing, and Reuji, he's the guy from the last 2 episodes ago. He was under control from the florist, the guy with the machine gun, with the skull mask. We actually get to see who he is. But he mentions later on in the episode that, there's only like 168 characters left. So what's that, 168? It's over 100 that died. A little bit like 45% of people that participated in this event have died. So again, the body count is really high, and I'm sure the 8th clan, which is kind of like the antagonist of this arc, is pretty much the ones responsible for this, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and give Shuka some of them kills, because she's been killing a lot too. But this episode, again, we see Kaname, the florist, and Rain kind of trying to make a plan, because they know 100% that the 8th clan is going to be coming over to claim all the rings that they have in the hotel. And I think they were able to gather like 13 or 10 plus rings, but there's like 30 plus total in the hotel. And they decided they were going to split it up, giving 50% to the florist, because I guess he needs money for whatever he needed it for. And then the rest is going to be split between Rain, Kaname, and Reuji. They're going to split the other 50% evenly. And Reuji, again, we met him 2 episodes ago. He's the one that let Kaname go and got in the elevator and pretty much fell into the florist trap and was brainwashed. And he really didn't want to participate with the whole plan. He wanted to go do his own thing, but once he heard that the 8th clan was involved, he had a change of heart. And he wasn't really complaining about how they were going to split all the rings, because again, you got to have 3 rings. If nobody can clear the event, right, you got to have 3 rings, or else it's game over. So he's not really complaining, because he's going to be able to get the rings. And now that also brings up a question that Rain kind of brought up, because again, the rules kind of say, to clear, you got to clear the game, or you got to have like 3 rings. So that kind of tells you that it's not just about collecting rings. And then the rings have a value, right? Like diamond, blue lapis lazulis, and all these different rare types of rocks or whatever. And the value of them don't necessarily align with the value that they have in the real world. Like, if the diamond is the most expensive one, there might be another type of ruby or whatever that's higher value, but it doesn't make sense, because again, some rubies and diamonds and all that stuff are more rare than others. So Rain caught up to that, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna find out what it is. And they even had a QR code on the rings that kind of you could scan it with your phone and you will see a number. Again, we don't know the meaning of it, but I'm sure it's gonna get explained to us. And then there was another thing that the 8th clan kind of dropped, that whoever clears one of these events, they get a what was it, a privilege, champion's privilege. And we don't know what that is. It could be like an extra power up. It could be, I don't know, some type of like more money. I mean, we don't know, but it's a rumor. It's not confirmed that you actually get a privilege. And it's kind of a big coincidence that they actually aligned him saying that if you clear an event, you get like champion privilege. But Rain made the connection that, you know, it's not about collecting the rings. There's got to be something else. So maybe there is a hidden item out there, a hidden gem or a hidden something that they got to find. And that's how they clear the game, finding that one specific item. But collecting the rings is a way for players to survive in case they don't clear the actual event. Like if they don't find that item, the event fails, and whoever doesn't have 3 rings, they die automatically. Game over. Now this episode, we also met the little girl or boy, and he kind of hinted at that all the A ranker people that had what's the power? I forgot the power's name, but whatever powers they got, pretty much their sigil power, they're like all like cocky and all that they think they can take anybody on. So that makes me believe that, you know, he's on a whole nother level. Like I said, it's from episode 1 when they gave Kaname the rating A to his sigil. I was already thinking if there's tiers, different tiers, and he's got an A, again, from me playing games and knowing all about this gacha and all these other games that I played, I know there's gonna be an S tier. There might be even an SS tier, you know what I mean? Or a God tier, you know, just different tiers. But A is definitely not the strongest. Again, this kid, the strongest player we met in this game is definitely Shuka, and this kid just destroyed her. I'm talking about she didn't have a chance. Now, granted, they were in his like field, and he's pretty much he had an advantage when he was fighting Shuka, because she couldn't really move around with her sigil power like Spider-Man does. So again, you see how when she's in the open city, how she can just move around so fast and nobody can keep up with her, and she's taking out snipers that are supposed to have like the advantage in that fight. But again, this kid, since he was like like in a subway station or like a mall that's underneath the ground, and it's really like closed area, Shuka couldn't really fly and do all her crazy maneuvers. And his power was pretty much, I guess, control the state of water. Like he could manifest water out of nothing, and he pretty much just drowned the whole thing, just filled it up with water and was drowning Shuka. And on top of that, he can change the state, right? Now, I don't know if he can make it hot, but he can definitely 100% freeze it. So again, when Shuka went to attack him head on, he was kind of just standing there, and he put up this water, like waterfall thing, and she was like, oh, that ain't gonna stop me. I'm about to blow through this thing. No, you ain't, girl. Because he turned it into ice, and pretty much next thing we know, she's texting Kaname saying help. And which kind of makes you wonder, right? She texted him help, so I'm guessing she did that before she got submerged in water, and it took them like 5 minutes to get over there. And when they did get over there, again, it was completely full with water. So I don't know how she's gonna survive. Maybe she was able to go through her phone and get like a breathing mask or something to breathe underwater, and it cost her like all her points. Maybe that's the case. We're just gonna find out. But I know next episode is gonna be insane, because again, we're gonna see the confrontation between the 8th clan and pretty much Kaname's group, and I think it's gonna be a big one. Okay. Now, from the opening, which is kind of spoilers, right? Because the opening we see like the main character. We see Kaname, Shuka, and now Reuji, which is sigil is not broken, but he can use it for the group's advantage, right? Like he can tell when somebody's lying or if they're telling the truth. So that sigil, even though it's worthless in a fight, it's actually good information-wise. So if you combine that with Rain's like analytical skills, again, Kaname's group is only getting better. But we also see that the kid that fought Shuka and is supposedly killing her, he is in the opening and he's with the group Kaname's group. So that leads me to believe that he's actually gonna turn around and be part of the group, and I guess be like a good guy in the good guy group or guild or whatever you want to call the little power duo thing that everybody's doing right now. So again, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think next episode is 100% gonna be fire. So like always, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a like, and I will see you on the next episode.